I'm watching him always. I've been watching him. I've never been over impressed with Sean McDermott or his slogans. I've never been impressed with Doug Marrone or don't confuse effort with results. I admittedly bit into Rex Ryan. I am thirsty. It's like you're tossing someone in the desert a cup of water. It doesn't matter if it's hot water or cold water. It's water. It's something other than sand. Can I put something in my mouth to quench my thirst? Rex Ryan told us to get ready, and I said, yes, coach. I'm ready. I did. I did. I framed the Sports Illustrated. I had it up in my office. I believed. I wanted to believe. But if we're keeping it all the way 100, as the kids would say, if we're keeping it all the way funky, Sean McDermott is not even in my top. I mean, he might, top 7, 8, 9. I mean, I like the way Tomlin coaches. Sometimes on game day though, he is hesitant as well. That's some of the part of the reason why that top 5 is a hard exercise. And I understand my list last week on code of conduct caught some heat. I like the way Brandon Staley coaches. He coaches the game like I play Madden. I like that better than Sean McDermott. JSpenceTheKing, he was talking last week about how he doesn't give anybody a nickname unless he really loves them, and he calls them McDiddy. I'm sitting here on every road game cussing this man out in Charlotte, 650 miles away from Buffalo. Home games, when I go to games, I don't say much in the crowd other than I'm just yelling. I conserve all of my vocal cords for defense and third downs. Section 104, stand up. But when the Bills are on the road and I'm at home and I'm watching it and I've got the game on, he's not McDiddy to me. He's nothing special to me. I told you guys that I stand on it. His philosophies line up with Dick Duran and Rex Ryan, in my opinion. Now, my opinion could be wrong, and you would say, well, how could you say that, Rob? He goes for it on fourth down. I think that Sean McDermott is more of a product from Josh Allen and his excellence, along with Brian Daboll, and hopefully that will lead into Ken Dorsey. I think he has been forced to take the reins off of Josh Allen, not him at his core wanting to take the reins off of him. I think at his core he is run, stop the run, and he would love to win a game 20-17 or 20-14, and his defense stands on its head. Luckily, the Bills got out of that mindset after they let Josh go. The last time we saw sugar high Josh, I said it before, was probably that Houston game in the playoffs. That was the last time. He's in complete command and control of the offense. He runs it efficiently, and hopefully Ken Dorsey can pick up where Brian Daboll left off. They didn't throw out the playbook, and hopefully that means something to the team, and he can take some things that Josh does well and incorporate them to this offense in 2022. But Brandon Beane, in about 10 days, is getting ready to drop a nice glazed ham. I know we're just coming off Easter. A lot of people have ham, and I had it as well on yesterday. And that thing's glistening, and it's shining, and it's sizzling, and it's glazed with honey. Brandon Beane is about to set down a nice glazed ham on the table. The table's been set. Utensils are out. All the fixings are on the table. All the sides. Western New Yorkers, I've been down here in Charlotte since '06, so please forgive me, Western New Yorkers. Down here they say fixings. All the fixings on the table. We got the mashed potatoes, we've got the green beans and the macaroni and cheese and the sweet potato casserole. We've got it all. Whatever sides you had yesterday, imagine that table yesterday and that spread. Brandon Beane, in about 10 days at the conclusion of the draft, start of the draft, and then to finish up a few days later that weekend, it's on the table. It's ready for him. What else does Sean McDermott need? Reverse Miami Heat. Not 1, not 2, not 2023, not 2024. Right now, 2022. Why can't we go get a Super Bowl right now? Hit me in the comments section. Let me know. What else does he need? I'm going to put it on Twitter. What else does Sean McDermott need to bring us a Super Bowl? And I don't mean this in a derogatory way. What other excuses does he have? You look at the glaring needs before the draft, as before I get to the AFC and wrap up. You look at the glaring needs of the draft. Be honest with yourself as a Bills fan. Look at this roster. Why is Jordan Poyer trying to get paid right now? Because he sees everything is set up. Everything is good. Everybody's getting their money. We signed Von Miller. I love Steph Diggs. He's a dog. Shout out to the captain. Salute to our captain. He got the bag. Josh is not getting paid too much this year. His contract doesn't start until next year. Poyer's trying to cash in. And rightfully so. Pay me. I'm an all-pro. Let's get to work. What else needs to be done on the Buffalo Bills team for Sean McDermott? If I'm Brandon Beane and I set down this glistening ham and all the fixings and all the sides are on the table and that ham is sizzling and it's hot and it's ready to go, I'm looking at Sean McDermott sideways. What else do you want? We even got surprised. Von Miller wanted to come to us. We didn't expect that. We all know that they love the defensive line. They love trying to add to the pass rushers. They love trying to get to the Mahomes and the quarterbacks. And it's funny, sometimes it doesn't even matter the way that they get the ball out so quickly on some of these routes. But it's interesting to me that Sean McDermott gets praised for a lot of the success of the Buffalo Bills, and rightfully so. I look at him at his core, and his core to me speaks to conservative nature. It always has. And I tend to put more weight on Josh Allen in 17 and the offensive scheme and the system and Brian Dable. And again, I always put that as a caveat, hopefully to Ken Dorsey as well. I put that to them more. I give them more credit than I do Sean McDermott growing. What does he always talk about? Growth mindset. When is he going to grow? Is he going to grow from 13 seconds? I sure hope so. But I was never going to get on the show last week and cuss Sean McDermott out and call for his job. I didn't call for his job after 13 seconds. That wouldn't be authentic. I have to be me. And what I told Spence the King in a heated battle about 2-3 months ago, I told him in a heated text message battle. It was so funny how he explained it because he was the same way that I was. My fingers couldn't move fast enough. And I stand by it. If for some odd, crazy reason, Sean McDermott flames out again in similar fashion at the end of this playoff run, I am going to not only hold them accountable once again as I did in 13 seconds, but I'm also going to be looking for his replacement down the road. And when I say down the road, I mean soon down the road. Like 2023 can't be crazy bad, or I'm going to be, you're going to hear from me personally as a fan. But I've never called for his job. After 13 seconds, I won't. Next year, I think we could lose in the divisional round, the conference championship. If it's a normal game without crazy, absurd circumstances, no problem. We'll have to just hit 2023. I do believe that the players play hard for him. That is evident on the team. It's clear on the team that they play hard for him. They do like him. They respect him. I have to give him that. I'm not trying to take that from him. But as we switch to the AFC and we wrap up, I'm left with just yesterday's dinner. I'm left with yesterday's dinner. It was a beautiful ham, and the ham was glistening, and it was hot, and it was ready. And all we had to do was sit down, say grace, and eat. Brandon Beane has set up this Bills roster for Sean McDermott to sit down and eat. Needed some offensive line help? Okay, we'll get you Roger Saffold. Oh, he's a little bit over the hill. Okay, a lot of players are a little bit over the hill. He was still he's still a Pro Bowler. You can't say that and trumpet Deion Dawkins as a Pro Bowler in an off year and then not say the same thing for Roger Saffold. Okay, so we bring in a Pro Bowler at guard. Shore that up. Extend Morris. Now we figured out the line. Now, Brandon Beane flipped the defensive line in a blink of an eye. Brings back Shaq Lawson, brings in Settles, brings in others as well. Obviously brings in Von Miller. Needless to say. Takes care of the offense, makes sure Josh is happy. Brings in Stephon Diggs and re-signs him so that he can retire a Buffalo Bill. He can push Andre Reed for every record, receiving-wise for the Bills, if he plays his cards right. He's obviously going to have to figure out the Jordan Poyer situation, and again, I'll stand firm that Jordan does deserve to be paid. I don't know Jordan personally, but I root for him. Spent some time with his father and his brother down in Jacksonville when we broke the drought. Lovely people. I root for Jordan Poyer. I want him to get the bag. But Brandon Beane has set up the roster to really leave it where there's not many holes. We've got cornerback 2 opposite of Trey White. We always knock on wood and hope that Trey comes back to full health. And when he comes back to full health, when he does, knock on wood, we do need a cornerback 2. Levi's gone, no problem. You guys wanted to get mad at him for 13 seconds. We don't need to dig up old bones. It's all good. Levi didn't do anything on his own. He was not out there playing rogue. He was running the defense that whoever called it. We need a replacement for him. I'm not sure if Dane Jackson can do that job for 17 weeks plus playoffs. We'll find out what their plan is. We need some wide receiver depth. Round 1 or 2, those should be the obvious needs for the Bills that they address. After that, what do you need, Sean? Now, the AFC got harder. Yes, it did. But don't forget, Bills fans, we don't play everyone at the same time. It's all good. AFC West got much stronger. But that can hurt Mahomes and Kansas City. That doesn't hurt the Bills necessarily. So instead of going up against Kansas City, we might have to go up against Russie and Denver or the Chargers. I mean, everybody wants to crown Justin Herbert. They want to say that he's the next best thing and he's Josh Allen and he's ready to go. Okay. And they brought in Khalil Mack. No problem. We don't play everybody at the same time. It is a tournament. When you get to the tournament, it's one and done. We don't play every seed. AFC North got an influx of talent that we can't talk about. That division will look different. The AFC East has a cheetah sighting right here in our own backyard. Down south, they said that they spotted a cheetah in the AFC East. Okay. AFC South has a former MVP of the league and a Super Bowl winning coach. Okay. The Bills should be the number 1 seed. Home field advantage, if you want to call it that, quote unquote. We all remember perfection in the park, so I guess the weather shouldn't scare us anymore after perfection in the park. That's fine. Number 1 seed. What more excuses do we have for Sean McDermott? Hit me up in the comments section. Hit me up, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. I know that I was trying to bring the drama, and I know Jay Spence wanted me to bring the drama last week. I was just in more of a humble mood. Sean McDermott is not on the hot seat this year. No, Bills fans, he's not. 13 seconds was horrific, and he still made the playoffs 4 out of 5 years, regardless of his lucky year, the first year, in my opinion. No, he was not the coach of the year candidate in 2017 because he made the playoffs with a minus 58-point differential. He did a lot with a little, and hat off to him that year. But this is the real team. This is what they envisioned. This is what Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane envisioned, was a team like last year, was a team like this year. Ready to go, fully primed, ready to go. And in my mind, I've kind of removed all excuses for him. I expect the draft to go like the draft goes. There's no guarantees. There's going to be some whiffs. There's going to be some hits. And that's league round. All 32 teams will hit. Most likely all 32 teams will definitely miss. It's the nature of the draft. It's a crapshoot. There's nothing guaranteed about the NFL draft. You shouldn't get too excited and put all your hopes. What your hope is that the coaches can develop the talent that you bring in and put you guys in a situation to add to your team. And on this